Hi all, welcome to Cooking with Jazz. I'm Jazz Lawrence and today we are going to make turmeric and garlic fried rice. Now we're going to start off by heating a pan on a high heat till it's nice and hot to the touch, and then we're going to add oil of our choice. Now I've chosen vegetable oil because it has a much higher smoking point than olive oil. Now the reason I picked an oil with a high smoke point is because the higher the smoke point, the less likely that the oil will degrade or start tasting weird if it reaches that smoke point. Now once my oil is nice and hot, I'm just going to add some fresh cloves of garlic. I tend to err on the side of more garlic than less, but whatever garlic flavors and how much you like, you add as much as you want. You could also do some brown onion here in this step, but garlic for me is just fine. So I'm just going to continuously move the garlic around because I don't want it to burn. And once I'm happy with the fragrant smell of the garlic in its cooking stage, I'm going to add some fresh chilies and some turmeric. The reason I'm adding these a bit after cooking the garlic is because they're going to cook a lot quicker, and also chilies have a tendency to burn if you cook them for too long. Now at this point I'm noticing that the turmeric powder and the chilies have just sucked up the oil, so feel free here to add more oil. Now I really want to cook the turmeric out because uncooked turmeric is disgusting. It does not have a nice taste. Please, whenever you use turmeric, cook it out. So I'm just adding more oil now, and as you can see it's becoming more liquidy and it's starting to bubble a bit more. And I'm just going to cook this down until I can smell the turmeric. That means I know the flavor has infused with the oil, it's been cooked out, and it's not going to taste bitter. Now that everything is fragrant and delicious, I'm going to add in some frozen peas and corn. And this is going to bring the temperature of the pan right down, so I'm not worried about overcooking or burning the garlic and the chili. But I'm also just going to give it a bit of a stir around as the pan starts to heat up again, because this is just going to slightly defrost the frozen peas and corn. So I'm just going to cook the peas and corn until they're bright and vibrant on the outside, but they're still a little bit frozen on the inside. Because at this stage I'm going to add my rice, and I'm going to cook the dish for a little bit longer to heat through the rice, and then the peas and corn should hopefully defrost at this point too. Now I'm going to give everything a stir around, and you can slowly start to see that the turmeric color is starting to color the rice, and it's going to mix and become this golden glorious color as the rice takes up on that flavor infused oil and the turmeric and the chili and the garlic. I find for most fried rice dishes, using rice that's at least a day old is a little bit better because it hasn't got a lot of that moisture that fresh rice does have, and it helps get it a bit crunchy. I really like having crunchy bits in a fried rice from rice that is like stuck a little bit to the bottom and crisped up and browned a bit, almost a bit like a paella, but it is delicious. So to get those golden brown crisp bits on the bottom, basically I just let the pan sit as is and I let it crisp up from the bottom, then give it a stir. Now, this is a dish you probably want to taste along as you go along and add salt as you need. For me personally, I don't like adding a lot of salt, so I only added a little bit. But if you really feeling like you're not getting a lot of the flavors come through, adding salt just a little bit helps bring out the flavors. Now there really is no set cooking time once everything is in the pan. I really just want to cook it through until the rice is hot, the peas and corn have defrosted, and that's pretty much how I will know the dish is done. There's no specific consistency I'm aiming for, I just want it nice and hot because everything has already been cooked basically. And now we're just going to plate up. So I've just got my bowl ready. I'm going to add it into the bowl. This dish is really best eaten on the day as is. You could save it for leftovers, but I think there's some iffy things going around about reheating rice, but I haven't had an issue yet. With this dish, I decided to serve it with a fried egg and pop, just that little bit of yellow. Oh, I love it. And then I also sprinkled some fresh coriander on top. And there we have it, turmeric and garlic fried rice, one of my favourite dishes that you can have served up, definitely well under 30 minutes. So we gotta have a taste test, and this bit is just for Mum because she asked for a taste test at the end of the video. And I gotta say, this was a pretty good lunch, and I was very glad to have made this for myself. Thanks, guys! If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe and like for more videos and content like this. And while you're at it, why don't you come find me on Instagram at jazz.lawrence, or even find me on my blog page, cookingwithjazz.com.